Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and great news, Godot fans. The wait for Godot is over. Godot 4.7 is here. We're going to jump in and take a look at some of the coolest new features in this release. Now, if you're a regular of this channel, you've been probably following along since all the various dev releases. I've covered them as we went. If you're not, do hit that like and subscribe button if you want to stay up to date in the latest and greatest in the world of game development. But we're going to start off with what I honestly think is the coolest new feature. It is a quality of life thing, but this is going to make a huge impact on your day-to-day use. Let's say you have an object like this. It inherits Node 3D. Node 3D, very common class, and let's say you want to copy the transforms of this object. It used to be you had to come in and grab each individual value. Now what you can do is come to the category and say copy category values. Then I can go to another object that happens to have Node 3D as an inherited node type, and then I can go ahead and I can paste. And then boom. So now you can copy and paste values between entire categories. Like I say, it's a smallish thing, but it's going to make a huge just day-to-day impact. Another thing, very small, but very nice. You're going to notice when you grab something in a tree view, you now have this nice, so see how we've got the white bar on the left showing us what area we were in? Much nicer drag and drop. So we go to an area where we've got multiple hierarchies. You can see what I mean. So here we go. So if I'm dragging this, you can easily see at what height they're at in the drag and drop. So brand new drag and drop functionality I definitely like. Now, another thing that we've added in this particular release is the ability to snap path 3Ds to collision shapes. So if you're doing AI path tracing across an object, you can now do this so much easier. So let me just go ahead, zoom this to the top, add a new type here of type path 3D, like this, and go up here and we can create our objects. Well, you now have a new object over here called snap to colliders. This will snap to the collision colliders in the scene. So when you are creating your path, so let's say you're doing a path for your AI character or something, and then we're just dragging it through here, and then we'll just go up said surface over here, click, 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 over, over, over. And then if I keep going down, it will follow said surface down, and you can see how that contour. By the way, if we add in a new node to the pathing like so, you'll find it automatically snaps to said surfaces. Again, this is going to make things like setting, your AI pathing, that kind of stuff, super, super easy to work with. Now, another cool thing that we've got going on, let me just go ahead and get rid of my path 3D here, as we now have a new kind of snapping. This is vertex snapping. So let's say I've got my object over here. Let's go ahead and move this guy out a little bit. And I want to move this in the scene. And I have this object over here, and I want to snap a corner to another corner. Well, what you can now do is hit the B key, and you're going to see I get this little yellow selection. I'm going to go ahead and pick where the vertex I want to snap to, like so. And then with that done, like so, and then I just drag it, and you see where it goes green, it will automatically snap to said vertex of other objects in the scene. So you want to move things around, you now have these nice vertex snapping. Once again, hold down B, select, and then snap. It's very straightforward, but a lovely new improvement. Now, we got a couple of other things going on here as well. Let's open up our BeetleBot. By the way, this is a scene from GD Quest. If you're looking for just something to play around with, a great choice to start with. So here we see we have an animated critter here. Let's go to the animations of said critter over here, and let's pick one of the animations, such as a headbutt. And then what you're going to notice here is you can now collapse down these anything that's keyframed animations. It's going to make organizing multiple animations so much cleaner. So the ability to collapse these down. So if you have multiple things in there, nice new organizational thing when it comes to animation track collapsing. Now, another one we've got going on is, and I think this is really freaking cool, is the addition of Area Light 3D. So go ahead, let's go up here, add a new thing of type Area Light. You can see it visualized right here. Let's just drag this over. And what you're going to notice is it is, it's in the wall. Let's get it out of the wall. It is this rectangle. See this rectangular shape right there? You can change the size of the area light over here. So we could say double the height, like so. It's linked together so we could have done it more like, so if we were doing a screen, we could do it wide like so. And then it is typical light, so we can rotate it so that there you can see it's reflecting on the wall surface over there, like so. Let me just pull over a little bit so you can see the effect of it on the wall. And we can have this give off any kind of light we wish. So here we can say giving off a blue light, and you can see the effect of it right there. Now that's nothing too special, but what can you do with this light? Well, I can come over here into the light category, into the area category over here, and what you're going to notice is we have the ability to assign a texture to it. So let's go ahead and just pick a colored texture, such as this orange flower, like so. So now this guy is going to give off that orange. Let's go set this light back to white. And there you can see the result of our orange flower on the scene right there. So let's go ahead and we'll decrease the attenuation like so. We'll increase the range a little bit like this. And then you can see the effect of that texture being done out. So if you had so basically a way of faking, you could do this on like a TV surface and have the reflection from the image on the TV being used to light the scene. And then again, change this texture out to anything else. So we go over here and we do quick load. So pick to the Godot logo. There you can see the Godot logo is coloring the scene instead. Or we come down here. Let's pick something completely different. So we did an orange before. Let's do like this green texture, and then there you see it's being textured out. So it gives you the ability, we're doing monocolored stuff for the most part so far, but if you get, the biggest thing you can think of is if you had like a TV surface that you wanted to reflect onto the floor in front of it, you could use an area like a 3D to create that effect. Now, our next new feature, I think this is really cool, but I question kind of if this should be built in or as opposed to being an add-on. You tell me, but it's definitely nice. And it's something people are going to work with quite often, and that is the addition of a virtual joystick. Now, there have been a couple of add-ons that do exactly this for you in the past. This one, it's built in. So you can see it right there at the top. Let's go ahead. We can move that around in the scene. And what you can do is come up over here. You can change the size of the joystick. This is the outer size. You can also change the size of the thumbnail on the inside, like so. You can set dead zones and so on, and then you just basically map it to the actions. So UI left, UI right, UI up, UI down. You can change those to whatever you have defined. Easy enough. By the way, while we were here, I could showcase another cool new feature here. And what you'll notice here is, let's say I needed to search for something specifically. Well, I can now. So you now have this dynamic search in pop-ups. I love that. That is definitely an improvement here as well. So while we're here in 2D land, let's also showcase another neat new feature that we've got here. So you got here a number of different shapes going on in this surf. Oh, I need to open this one up. Let me go ahead, open this up. So 1 second. All right. It is a project called Demo Page. Let's go ahead and open that up. All right, here we are in 2D mode. Here is our demo page. And you notice you got all these various different controls here. Now, what happens is you inherit from your child your parent inherits all or gives all of its control settings to its children. So it makes moving a sub-control such as camera over here tricky. So if you move the parent, it will reset all the controls here. Well, they have a new option here, and that is offset transform. So you can use this guy, enable it like so, and then you got the ability to override the position, things like rotation and so on. So you see it moving around right there. You also have the ability, this is doing it visual only. So if you wanted to update so that it actually impacts where it's located, so you can see there is the hitbox and there is the update otherwise, but it's going to be positioning control. So this is all for anything that inherits from the control class. Child controls so much easier. So you need to offset something different than its other siblings. This new option is going to be the new control offset or offset transforms, going to be very handy there. So we saw earlier the pop-up search results. You can also do that elsewhere. So let's go ahead and open up the player. Let's go down here, player, player.tscn. Let's open up the scene right here and go back over to 3D mode like so. And you're going to notice if I come here to, say, the spring arm here, and I go to the shape, and I drop this down with this arrow over here, you'll also find there is a search there. So it works on both pop-ups and these kind of windows as well. I love that. Just a little quality of life thing, but definitely an improvement. And that's all I'm going to cover hands-on. There's other things that definitely happen big in this release. They just don't demo well on video. We've got HDR on all platforms now, which is nice. We have a new API for doing drawable textures. We also have a MeshLibrary. So if you're using Grid Map, you can now edit directly inline. Lovely new feature there. But probably the thing I'm going to end on is this. Asset Store. So the Asset Store is launching with Godot 4.7. All new interface to the Asset Store. There is an official Asset Store. Now you're going to find a lot of things aren't necessarily been ported over yet. You will have to bring those in manually. So the old asset library is gone. It has been replaced by the asset store. You do have, of course, have searching and so on here. So let's search for Terra, because I know Terra Brush definitely made it in here. Yep, so you can see you got the ability to thumbs up things, vote for them, and so on. You open them up. You've got a couple new options with how this works. You got preview pictures of things down here, so you can check out the asset. I don't know why I'm not getting any pictures. Maybe this one. Again, you're gonna have to give this one a little bit of time because it is definitely a work in progress. But you notice here, you've got a much more integrated view of what the assets are like directly here. Then you're also going to notice you have the ability to go back to previous versions if they exist. You can see a changelog of what the most recent version is. And of course, you can jump to the store page and the view source of it as well. There will be commercial assets coming in the future. They are not here yet, but as you can see here, you could jump to and get a specific version of an asset as well. Lovely stuff. Again, this one's going to be a bit of a growing pain because you're going to find a lot of assets you're used to are just not in the store yet. They need to be ported over or approved or whatever. There's a lot of them here, so we definitely have a solid number of things in the store right now, but it's going to take time for them all to be there, and we don't have commercial assets as of yet. Just something to be aware of there. So ladies and gentlemen, Godot 4.7. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.